This isn't going to be too long of a live, but I wanted to pop on this afternoon for our weekly empowerment climb. As you know, every Wednesday afternoon is my desire to be able to connect with you, and because I am so inspired by the amazing women around me, and this is another chance for us to get it right, another chance for us to grow and glow together, and another chance for us to be empowered. I'm Dr. Lacey Robbins of drlacey.com, and I'm so proud of you that you would take the time to invest in yourself by joining me on today and on this afternoon. So on today, I am asking the question, how are you using your power? That's the your power. Each and every one of us have been given a specific designated amount of power. Now, I don't necessarily mean from the perspective of like a He-Man or a She-Ra. You know, those of you who might think, and the whole premise was he would stand there, he'd have his sword up, and he'd say, "I've got the power," right? Hey there, Trisetta. And the whole premise behind that was that then he would have this power, or she would have this power, and it would give them spectacular might to be able to accomplish something great, right? The interesting thing was it all began with a statement. It all began with a statement. It began with them decreeing and declaring before all to be able to see that I've got the power, right? They had to first believe it in themselves that they had the power before they could decree and declare it to everybody around them, and that power could then be manifested within their life, right? The same is, and granted, this is like a 1980s cartoon that I'm referencing, but the same is true for each one of us. We each have a measure of power that's within us, but we have to make the decision, are we going to operate in our power, or are we not going to operate in our power? And the interesting thing that I find is oftentimes we will make the decision to take that power that's been given by the one and only Father, which is God the Father, and we want to hide that power in a bushel, right? We want to take that power that we've been granted, we've been gifted, and we go and we hide it because we're so concerned sometimes about what someone else might be thinking, or what their perception might be, or what their thoughts are, that we get distracted from what our true and ultimate purpose is, which is to be able to decree and declare and to share that power with somebody else. Yes. So now if this is helping you, if you can relate to this, give me some hearts, give me some likes, let me know I'm on the right track. Be sure to like, share, empower another lady leader that you who could use this information on today, who could use the reminder that she needs to operate in her power. So many times we can turn around, here's number 2 I want you to think about, and we give our power to somebody else. Hey there, First Lady. We give our power to somebody else. We make the decision instantly that nope, I no longer need this power. I don't want this power, and you give it away. Now, how do we give the power away? Let's talk about that. How do we give our power away? Yeah, we give our power away when we allow ourselves to give over to emotion. Yes, now as women, we are already the softer gender. We are emotional beings. You know, I know for myself, I could just start melting when I watch a commercial, right? But nevertheless, when we are in corporate America, when we are in business, we have to keep in mind as leaders that there are times to show emotion and that there are times that you reserve that emotion. The best thing is not allowing somebody to create this perception of you based off of the way that you may have responded, right? Now, unfortunately, there is a theory in business when it talks about women that speaks to the fact that women as leaders are either extremely likable or they are seen as competent, right? But unfortunately, hey there, friend, they cannot be seen as both, right? Women as leaders are seen as extremely competent or extremely likable, but they cannot be seen as both. Now, this isn't my theory. This is a theory of business. It's been studied, long tried and true, and unfortunately, it continues. And some of you may have experienced this. I know I've experienced it personally, that it continues to present itself in business. What's happening is sometimes you might be making a decision that you think to yourself, this is the best decision that I could be making. This is the right decision for the organization that I'm leading, and it's a decision that's very competent, but it's also a decision that may not go over as well as you had hoped, right? It's a decision that some people may not receive well from you, and because that is the case, you are now seen as less likable. The same rings true on the other side of the coin. You could be thinking to yourself, I'm going to do something that's really going to have everybody inspired. I'm going to, bring in donuts for everyone, right? And so you bring these donuts in and you're thinking people are excited, they're inspired, you're very likable or seen as likable at that moment, but now you're seen as incompetent because why in the world would you bring donuts into the office and half the people here are on a diet, right? So now these are two very extreme situations, extreme scenarios or examples that I'm sharing with you, but I share them because in either instance, you as the leader can make the choice to give away your power. Now, we've already talked other option for it. So since that is the case, you have to make the decision as the leader that you're not going to be swayed by either one. I know it may sound revolutionary, but it is the truth. You have to know by your own compass that regardless as to what someone else thought may be it positive or negative, it cannot impact who you are and the decisions that you make. Now, this sounds, I know for some people, a lot of times, this can sound like an odd concept, right? Because who doesn't want to be liked, right? Who doesn't want to be seen as doing a good job, right? But nevertheless, in all of those things, you have to still remember that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you have to know that you have stayed true to your own moral compass. This is why I've started it off asking you the question, how are you using your power? How are you spending your power, right? This is what's most important. So how do I tap into my power? Now, what is your power? Your power is that as being the boss, especially if you're in leadership. If you're the person who's in charge, you have anyone who's following you, your middle management, it is all a choice. And I want to share this example with you that I heard one time. If you don't know Bishop Jakes, you probably just have your head in the sand, right? Most people know Bishop Jakes. They've seen, his television program. They've heard his books. They've seen his posts on live. They know he's a pastor out of Texas. And Bishop Jakes tells this story, and this is what I want to leave you with this evening. He tells the story about walking down the street with another young minister, and he comes upon this young person and this individual, and the individual says to him, "Oh my gosh, Bishop Jakes, your ministry, you've totally changed my life. I was once this type of way and now I'm this way. I'm so grateful, so excited that you would even, have this ministry, da 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 da." And he talks about how the person was going on and on and on about he and his ministry. Literally one block over, he and the same young minister, they run into someone else, another third party, and this third party says, "You devil preachers, all you all want is money. You're not about the people." And he totally starts castigating Bishop Jakes. In a matter of a block, he has one person who is ready to, give him all the high praise, and another person who is ready to basically burn him at the stake, right? He has two people, two sides of the coin. The person that's with him, hey, Dr. Amy, the person that's with him literally says, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you had these two different people, these two different perceptions, these two different comments. How do you feel? Are you okay? I can't believe this person would come at you so negatively, da 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 da." And Bishop Jakes' response was this: "They neither add nor take away from who I am as an individual." Come on here, somebody. So at the end of the day, You as a leader have the power. You have the power, you have the mindset, you have the choice. Do I give my power away or do I retain it? Do I stay confident in my status as He-Man or She-Ra, or do I give it away, right? You have made the decision to decree and declare to those around you that, hello, I've got the power. And so now you have the choice. Am I going to give that power away by responding to someone in a foolish manner, or am I going to retain it? Either instance, because especially if you're a leader, you're going to have somebody who's going to try you. That's all there is to it. You're going to have somebody who's going to try you. But as a leader, you have to make the decision that it doesn't matter. I still retain the power. I've got the power. CNC Music Factory, come on here, 90s. CNC Music Factory speaks to this very thing of I've got the power. It's getting kind of hectic. And that's what can happen sometimes in industries, in business, even in your family. It can get kind of hectic, but you have the choice as to how you will respond. Early, right? So Bishop Jakes, he could have listened to this negative thing that this person was saying. He could have responded to that, but he made the decision to shift and not respond to it and keep it moving. Now, honey, my beloved, my friend, leader, boss, you too have the choice. On today, yes, absolutely, distractions. On today, you have the choice. And this is what I want to encourage you with. On today. When the choice comes, because it will, when the individual comes to challenge your power, because it will, remember to simply retain it. Remember that that power, that authority that you have is already within you. Hey there, sister. The authority, the power is already in you. And because it's already in you, you don't have to give it up. Hello, because it's already in you, you don't have to give it up. The greatest power, and this is something that my pastor, my husband teaches, Pastor Aaron Robbins, he might still be on here, I don't know, but this is something that he teaches. The greatest power that you have is the power of choice. It is the greatest power that you have is the power of choice. So on today, ladies, gentlemen, I want to encourage you, let's make the right choice. Let's make the choice to retain our own power. Let's make the choice that regardless as to how somebody might come at us, we're going to stand firm and stand righteous in our She-Ra or He-Man moments, right? We're going to decree and declare that I've got the power, and on today, you're not giving it away. You're not giving your power away by responding to someone else in a negative fashion. And even if they come correct, we're simply going to acknowledge it and keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, honey, it does not add nor take away from who you are as an individual. Now, that's all I've got for you all today. This has been this week's Empowerment Climb. I hope that it helped you somehow. If it did, be sure to like, to share, and empower another lady leader that you know who could use this information on today. Now, I want to remind you, as I always say, from process to practice, grab your stilettos and let's go. Have a good night, everybody.